Hi and welcome. My name is Amy Broughton and I'm owner of Photo Business Tools. I'm super excited to be with you here today to share with you the 3 things I did to be able to quadruple my prices for my photography business in a short 9 months. It was super fun, super scary, super stressful, but it was awesome. So I am really excited to share with you the 3 things I did. Actually, I did a lot more than just these 3 things. And I have another way to share those things with you, and that will be later. But for today, really quickly, I just want to be able to share with you a ton of information in a short amount of time. So the top 3 things I did to be able to build my business and to ask higher prices for my photography. So before I get started, let me just tell you a little bit about my story. I started my photography business a number of years ago when I was already working another business, but I was kind of getting burned out from that business, found photography, fell in love with it, and decided to start a business doing photography. I quickly found, though, that it was very hard to be good at either business. And there's an old saying that says, you can't chase 2 rabbits and expect to catch either one. And that's exactly the point that I was in. So I had to quickly liquidate the other business so that I could jump full force into my photography business. But that meant because I was helping to feed the family and we had dreams for our family, that I needed to run like crazy in my photography business to be able to get our income back up to where it needed to be. And so that's where I found myself, and that's why I jumped in doing the things that I did. So let me tell you really quick, the first thing I did to be able to jump in or to be able to raise my prices was I knew I had to get really, really good behind the camera and that I needed to have great pictures. So in my head, I could see the type of pictures I wanted to produce, but I didn't know how to do that. So I kind of like put myself through school. I actually looked into going to school for photography, but it was way too slow for what I wanted to do. And so I thought, well, I can do this on my own. So the first thing I did, a mentor taught me to read my camera manual from cover to cover. No one ever does that, but I did. I read it from cover to cover, and I learned so many functions that the camera was able to do to help me get the look that I wanted. So that was key for me. I learned a lot from there. Another thing I did was I took a few online classes to teach me about editing, to teach me about skin tones and how to get them right and how to even know that they were wrong. And then another thing that was very, very important was shooting a lot. There's an old saying about the 10,000 hours. That's what I was trying to go for, was shooting as much as I could. So if I didn't have sessions booked, I had my kids. Hey, meet me in the backyard. Let's go to the park. I just would chase them around with my camera almost to get as many session opportunities and many shooting opportunities, and then to self-evaluate them. So I'd ask after each session I did, whether it was with a client or with my kids, what do I love about these pictures? What do I need to change? And so that I was constantly growing and becoming better. And then probably the most important thing I did, which I recommend for everyone, was to get critiques on my work from a professional. That doesn't mean your husband or your wife. It doesn't mean your kids. It doesn't mean your best friend. It means a technical expert in photography. And luckily there's many forums out there that have these areas where you can upload your work and have somebody critique them that knows what they're talking about. And so I forced myself to do that 3 images a week, every single week. And literally on my blog, when I post my work, you could see visually improvements of, okay, week by week by week, of how different my pictures were. So I was able to grow rapidly by learning technical things from other people. So that was huge for me. Okay, step 2. Get in front of the right people at the right time. So who are the right people? The right people for you to be in front of to be able to expand your customer base is your customers' best friends and sisters. That's right. You don't need to be pulling off new people off the street or new people off social media as much as you need to be working with your customers, best friends, and sisters. There's a circle of friends, and that first circle of friends is who is going to be the people that value you the most, that love you the most, and that stay with you the longest. And so work hard to make that first relationship with your client amazing, and so that they're telling everyone in that first circle around them all about you and referring you, because that is going to be the people that buy from you and that stay with you the longest. So a couple things I did. One thing that in particular is to be in front of them at the right time. And so I learned really quickly that people were super excited right after their photo shoot. They're super anxious up to their photo shoot, but immediately after they're super, super excited. So you want to build on that time and that excitement. So I made it a goal to go home and get those pictures uploaded and to get them on social media immediately, the same day, not 2 weeks later. Because when they're excited, that's when they're going to be calling all their friends who knew that they were stressed out for the last 2 weeks about their outfits and their hair, and they had that photo shoot that day, and then they can say, look, she already got one up for me. And so then those friends saw those pictures as fast as I could get them up there. So work really hard to get at least a sneak peek out there for your clients to be able to share with their family and friends immediately. And that was huge. Make sure you understand all the social media outlets that you're using, that they're the same ones that the people in your local area are using, and that you know how to link your clients to them, and that you're doing that every single time, because that's also key. And if you don't have a referral program in place, get one in place immediately, because that's another huge thing to get those people that are closest to your clients. Okay, so getting in front of the right people at the right time would be your client's best friends, and immediately after the photo shoot, use that excitement to work for you. Okay, the third thing I did was to work in my local community. I've seen a lot of photographers get started and feel super excited about being posted on a blog from somebody across the country. I knew my clients are in my community. I didn't care if somebody from another part of town another part of the country was posting about me. I wanted to be in front of the people who are at my grocery store, at the soccer fields, at the movie store, wherever. Those are the people who are going to hire me. And so what I did was I would go door to door to work with local businesses and to partner with them, and so that we could share customer bases. And so one great way to do that is to offer photography for them to use for their marketing, and then to have them give you credit back. So I was now in front of their customers, and they were in front of my customers. And it not only got me in front of more people, but it built my credibility. And when you can build your credibility, sometimes I call it local celebrityism, to where people say, oh, she shoots for this company, or she did this photo shoot, she must be good. And all of a sudden, your value is higher and you can ask higher prices. And so that is how I did that. I actually worked specifically with a clothing boutique, but I went to doctor's offices, delis. I worked with a deli. I worked with a number of different places. But one of them in particular that was really great was this clothing boutique. And so they were really popular. And so then I became, really good. And the comments I would hear from my clients and from my friends, oh, you're shooting for them, you must be really good. So now you can see how my credibility was built because of their credibility. And that's exactly what you want to have happen. It doesn't mean when you work at the local business that somebody will go to their store and call you from the store and say, oh, I see your pictures on the wall here. Can I book a photo shoot? That never ever happened. But because I was shooting for them and they were posting their stuff in their marketing materials, then people would see that and feel like, oh, Amy, she's getting really good, so she must be the photographer to call. So those are my 3 tips really quick. Actually did a lot of other things that I'd love to share with you. Click the link below to get those too. And I hope these are helpful, and have a great day.